Nagbabalik po ang She Said at ngayon po kasama pa rin po natin si Jerry at si Tess Alcantara. Sila po ay ang magulang ni Arvin, yung special child po na sana pinapaalis ng Cebu Pacific sa flight nila from Hong Kong to Manila on the eve of 23rd of December. Okay, bago po yan, we have some things to give you. Some facial soap for you and hot chocolate. And antimicrobial soap for you and hot chocolate from Classic Herbs Corporation. Thank you to Tita Lillian, Tita Cora, and Jay.
We have margarine and dried mangoes from R&M. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, we'd like to thank SM Department Stores for our clothes. Thank you to Tony and Guy.
Thank you to Gian, TJ, Wendell,
Bernard,
Cherry, and of course Cherry.
Yes, and I'd also like to thank Chamian Manila. Thank you to Dr. Levy and Dr. Anna Lansangan.
Thank you to Beverly Hills 6750.
And for all those who have children from 0 to 4 years old and they'd like to let their children learn through play, please call Gymboree at 910-PLAY or 910-7529. Gymboree has branches in Manila Town Center, Cebu, Westgate, Alabang, Manila Polo Club, Greenbelt 5, Rockwell, Serendra, Shangri-La Mall, Eastwood Mall, and Trinoma.
Okay. So, back. So you said
so the flight, so the whole time in the flight, they didn't talk to you?
No, they didn't say anything.
And as you were leaving and you said, I hope I proved you wrong, my child was well behaved. Then they were
they said, excuse me?
Like, they pretending they were
They didn't
deaf.
hear what I said.
Okay.
Really?
And so
these were other people, or was it still that, what's his face?
Still the same person. With the
what's his name again?
John Castañeda.
John Castañeda. Okay.
And then we finally went through the process of through the lines in immigration.
Yes.
But still the humiliating experience continued because
because everybody could see
was
you.
like,
and
like
now everybody can see you because you're already walking. You're not in front, so they can see. Okay, this is the girl. This is the mom, and this is the child.
They were shooting dagger looks at you. I'm sure the whole time in immigration and in baggage claim.
So,
and then, embarrassing.
And then when we're finally getting our luggage, that's the time I saw the 4 crew going down.
You go down.
And then I was still waiting for my other niece and nephew to get their luggage, and they were like, I saw them going down the escalator, and then I was looking at them, and they kind of like turning their eyes around, pretending
not to see
you, and they even chose to take the other direction so as not to be able to pass through me.
When they realized that you were taking their name down, weren't they even scared for this?
Actually, it was the crew who even wrote the name. It was her handwriting. So when I asked her, can you please give me the name of that crew who was initially not allowing us to get, who is asking us to get off this plane? She used the phone. I don't know who she talked with, and then she just told me, "I'll just give you the name of all the crew members, ma'am." And then she wrote it on a piece of paper, which I gave her.
But didn't they have name tags?
No.
But you won't know the last name.
Yeah. Plus, then even the name that they used, because diba this Cebu Pacific, they used the nicknames and everything.
You should have taken their pictures. Okay.
Actually, that's what he told me. You should have recorded the whole conversation.
Yeah, but how do you think of all those things?
How do you think of all those things?
Yeah. You can't
really think. Yeah.
I mean, you already acted really well.
I know.
I think you did the right thing. You got their names. You were firm. You know.
And she was calm.
And you were calm.
Yeah.
Considering your son was crying and you had like 10 nephews and nieces on the same flight. Can you imagine they were wanting her to go down? What about the nephews and nieces?
I know.
She's responsible.
So when you got to the airport in the Philippines, so you saw your husband, and then who did you call first?
Well, actually, it was already 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So we had to rest for the moment, and then I remember the following day, I had to call Attorney Panelo.
So Christmas Day, you were
Christmas
calling
Day.
Attorney Panelo.
It was like Christmas Day, and then I found out that he's in the United States, and then I asked him, can you give me a number where I can call you even if you're in the US because something happened. And then he gave me his number in the US. So it was like Christmas Day here, and it was like Christmas Eve there, and we were talking about the case. And then he just told me that maybe what you could do is to have it blotted, the incident, so that there it could be put on record that a crime happened.
So
Yes.
where did you have it blotted?
Actually,
Has-
when I went in, because he told me I could have it
Anywhere?
blotted anywhere
Yeah.
because it happened in an aircraft.
Right.
And it's
So it doesn't
under
have to be in the area where it happened.
it's a jurisdiction of, it's under the jurisdiction of the Philippines because Cebu Pacific is a Philippine aircraft,
Right.
and wherever that
Flies.
aircraft flew,
Yes.
it's still
of
part of that. So sabi
the
niya, it's
Philippines.
anywhere in Metro
So
Manila.
it's really smart of her to contact a lawyer right away.
Okay.
And so you got police blotter.
However, when I went there, like, because Christmas was a Friday,
Yes.
so I had
It
to
was
wait
closed.
like 26, 27. It was the
Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
However, we had some, like, the policemen in the station were like,
They didn't know what to do with
They do
that.
not. They
Yeah.
don't know what to do because it's like it happened in Hong Kong. We
It's
might
foreign
not
to them,
have
right?
jurisdiction. And then they told me it's better that you ask your lawyer to come over. And so that's the time I had to call Attorney Panelo again, and then he told me just to wait for him.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why it only came out now. People were asking like, why just now? Why just complain now? It's actually it's because we had to wait also for
And he
the
arrived
January 3.
January 3. Okay.
And then we went to
so what have
But
you
it
been
doesn't
doing
matter,
since?
though.
Yes,
Even if
exactly.
it happened last month, you know, you still
Yes.
have to get justice.
Well, people just want to delay everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened since then? I mean, so he arrived, you spoke to him.
And then we already filed a blotter
Okay.
at the Marikina police station. And then right now he's already filing doing the complaint. to
And
file.
have you gotten an apology from the airline?
Actually, the apology
Yeah,
came.
it's all over in the
Yeah,
news,
the
in
apology
papers.
came 13 days after.
13
We
days
already
after.
filed the
Meaning,
case.
if you didn't file anything and you didn't contact a lawyer, you wouldn't even have gotten that forced apology.
Actually, the apology is just a phone call from one of their customer service representatives.
They didn't even offer you like a free plane ticket back to Hong Kong for
What do you mean a free?
everyone.
For life?
No, actually, they just said this is regarding to what happened last December 23. And whatever happened during that time was already corrected. And as a gesture, we'd like to offer you and your
what do you
son.
mean by
Corrected in what way?
I don't know.
That you flew?
Maybe in their part they've corrected in the way that they
Just let you
write
fly.
their manual, or probably that's actually in their statement. That's
They
what
have to have a report in every flight. They have to have a report, so they should have had their own report.
Yes.
too.
The-
They're required as a flight
and the
attendant.
statement that came out in the papers and in the news from Cebu Pacific said,
like we've already apologized to the affected passenger. Not even a mention of our name or whatsoever. Plus, anyway, they were able to fly back to Manila on the
okay,
same flight.
they are in deep trouble.
But you know what good really, for me,
Mm-hmm.
what good is an apology, even if it's a public apology, but that's not going to erase the humiliation you made me feel
Yes.
that night and the anxiety you made my son feel. I mean, he's already a special child. Do you have to make him feel worse?
Yes. How
You
is
know-
he doing now? How's Arvin?
Well, he's okay, but we just let him we just don't talk about it anymore when he is
No
present.
use reminding him.
No use reminding him. Although he still wants to go back to Hong Kong because he really enjoyed the holiday. However, this entire thing spoiled everything.
Yeah, you can always go on another airline.
Plus, it was Christmas. I don't understand how people can be so heartless.
Okay, so right now, what is happening? So
Are you going to
he's-
file a case?
Yes, that's why we're filing a case against Cebu Pacific and the crew members.
on what grounds?
I think at one is, I remember, is gross
Gross
coercion, and then I think criminal case also is a gross coercion, and then like it's Cebu Pacific's responsibility, even if it's because what they're claiming is it's their crew's mistake or misinterpretation of their
Yeah, but the crew is part of the company.
exactly. So
I want to find out, aside from Cebu Pacific, were there other instances in the 16 years that people have discriminated also against a special child?
well, actually, that's one more reason why we are voicing out this complaint, because we also want to become an instrument for other parents
Yes.
who have been suffering
Yes.
with discrimination of their children, not only during this situation but on their daily lives, like walking in the walking in the mall,
Mall,
people
yes.
looking at you strangely,
Yes.
feeling like, what is wrong with your son or something
You know
like
what the
that.
thing is? It's not just kids that do that. If kids do that, it's the parents' responsibility to say,
Don't-
you know,
don't
don't
stare,
stare.
yeah.
He's just a special child. But for grown-ups to do that is even more
Yes,
irritating,
yes.
right? I mean,
Exactly.
grown-ups do it.
Exactly.
And so when you go to the mall, you find, you know, Arvin gets looks, and of course, he can't sense that. You
Yes,
know, they're
he-
giving him a complex.
But on our part, we cannot do anything
Right,
because,
because you
I
can't
mean,
control
we
everyone
control
around you.
everyone's thought and
so
everything.
like at malls, where else do we need to have awareness?
In every place, in every, we just wanted to know, educate people here in our society that special children are like any other human beings.
Yes.
And they should be treated normally and equally like anybody else.
I think they should be given special treatment because they're special children.
And they have equal rights too as everybody else.
Right.
Of course, absolutely. Okay, what support are you getting from your friends right now?
Actually, my phone has been ringing one after the other. I had to remove a lot of text messages because my phone is already hanging. Because their prayers and their support are with us, and they are just telling us to continue with the fight, because we're not just doing this for our son, but for other special children
Of
as
course,
well.
yes.
But I noticed, I was on a cast and crutches for 3 months. Simply cast and crutches, I would get stares by people who'd like look at me as if I have some like treacherous disease. They'd really like look at you and stare you down, and I think, well, that's so impolite what you're doing. I just broke my leg. Don't look at me like I have like leprosy. And also, I was once on a Cebu Pacific flight, and we were supposed to like leave through, I don't know, gate 35 or something. So we went down, and when we got down there, we were made to go up the plane, take some stairs. I don't know why. I guess the chute wasn't working. So I was going up, and I had waited because as I got in the bus, there was this guy on a cast who was going to sit, and he had nowhere to sit. So because I was like right next, I moved, I put my bag down, and I made him sit. So I saw that he was going to get down. I didn't even know how he could get down the coaster that took us to the plane. So I was watching him, and he had a bag, and nobody even helped him. So I was like trying
Trying to help him,
Yeah, I was trying to.
And you weren't even part of the crew.
I wasn't even part of the crew. So I tried to help him, but that's just like 2 steps. And then I looked up and I said, oh my gosh, how can he climb this flight of stairs? So he was like beginning to climb. By the way, he had just lost his leg like a week before in an accident. He's an overseas contract worker, and there was an accident with some machinery, and his leg got amputated. And he was just coming home for Christmas as well. This was my flight from Manila to Cebu. And I was asking the people, excuse me,
Can you help?
can you help this guy? Can you get like the maintenance people? Can you carry him or something?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And they're like, walang tao, ma'am eh.
What?
And I was
Male, female?
the girl down there and the guy down there. I was appalled. I was like, how can you make him climb?
Yes.
How?
Or
When
how
he
can-
was
how
even
can you
having a hard
not-
time getting down
not think of helping
the
him?
shuttle? Yeah. So I go to the guy, kaya mo? He goes, dahan-dahanin ko lang, ma'am. So I stayed behind him because I wanted to make sure he was okay. So when we got all the way up, okay, so the shuttle took us there, then he climbed all the way up. We got all the way up. We went back inside, like the terminal, and then they made us go back to the plane. And I said, wait a minute. Why did you make us go down here in 36 to take a bus to go here and to go up, when you could have just made us all go past through here, and this guy, among other people, because there were other wheelchair people, could have just had his wheelchair
A shorter
go
route,
here
yeah.
without having to go up and down.
And what did they say?
And they said, and they didn't answer. They just gave me all blank faces. And I said, "Excuse me." I said, "This guy was having a hard time. If you were just gonna make us all go up and go down, because you had to go down the stairs to go up, right? Why couldn't you have just at least made him and the other people in wheelchairs just take a wheelchair to the other gate?"
Yes.
And nobody gave me an answer.
Well, they didn't have any answer to give.
I don't understand that.
Okay.
Oh, not to mention, I had I had bought tickets because they were like on sale, and I bought like from February until the end of the year, and I didn't take a flight on October. When I was taking my flight in December, they're like, "Oh, you have to pay for a no-show fee." I go, "Why do I have a no-show fee? Because you didn't take your flight in December." I go, "It's
In
like
October.
October." I go, "But it's like I'm buying a ticket to a movie, and I don't watch the movie. Don't tell me next time I watch a movie, I'm gonna have to pay for this. I prepaid tickets for the whole year, and I didn't take a lot." So they were like giving me the hardest time, but I said, "I'm sorry, it's a matter of principle. I know it's only like a few hundred pesos, but I'm not gonna pay."
Uh-huh.
Well, they did let me go after 45 minutes of holding me. So I don't understand that.
Okay. So, what would you like from Cebu Pacific?
Number one, a public apology. And then the other terms, maybe